Hey guys, it's your girl Tammy Torres. Welcome to the G.E.M, the Grand Enterprises Movement. Our mission is to motivate, to energize, to uplift, encourage, and of course, to inspire one another each and every single day. Y'all, I'm super duper excited to have this amazing panel with me today. We are on here. We are talking about ways to really prevent youth violence in our communities. As you guys have been watching on the news, as you see on social media, live streams all day, what we see is youth out here committing crimes, y'all. They out here just doing each other harm, man. It's crazy. And with that being said, we wanted to get on this platform and have conversation and discuss ways that we can prevent youth violence in our communities. And as we do it in our communities, we're hoping that this becomes a nationwide type of action plan. So I want each of you guys to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, where you're from, and then just give us a little background of your experience or what you kind of bring to the table when it comes to ways that we can prevent youth violence in our communities.
Okay, my name is Gabriel Ramirez. I lived in the South Bronx for almost 7-8 years, maybe. I'm from Brooklyn originally. I'm a writer. I'm a upcoming actor, martial artist, and yeah, pretty much inspirational speaker. So I'm glad to be here today.
Welcome, Gay. If we could mute our mics until we talking, y'all.
I'm back.
Can you introduce yourself?
Who, me or Blue?
Go ahead, Lot.
Yeah. What's up, y'all? I'm Lot Picasso. I'm from Southside Queens. You know what I'm saying? I rap, produce. You know what I mean? I do videos, music videos, photography, and video editing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it.
Let's go.
What up, everybody? My name is B.A. I'm from Brooklyn. I live upstate New York, though. I've been upstate for about 20-something years now. I produce film. I write videos. I have an autism organization, Voices for Autism. I've done motivational speakings. I was a gang member for probably a majority of my youth. Yeah, we're here to wrap it up. We're here to talk about it.
Jasir.
My bad. My name is Jasir Moore. I'm from Albany, grew up in the Bronx. And today I'm just here to show the world what the mind of a black man could really do, a young black man at that. You know, even at my age and my brother Gabe's age, we've seen a lot of things around us, and we've spoken to a lot of people that are a part of it. So when we're speaking on testimonies, I think we are clear examples of testimonies already. So I wanna speak on that. I like to do clothing. I really want to tap into clothing. I'm gonna be doing streaming soon, influencing, and a lot of speech and advocating for the youth. So looking forward to it, as well as acting, hopefully in the future, and modeling. So I'm ready.
That's what's up.
Yes. All right, MC Blue.
Yo, what's good, fellas? Y'all already know you get. Nah, you got. I'm Mr. Dunn, Tammy's pops. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. I'm the grandfather of the business. You know what I'm saying? I used to be involved with the manufacturing day and all that good stuff, but now, I'm old now, so I got to lay back and try to build some generational wealth for my grandkids. And I'm looking forward to connecting with my brother, PP Frazier, BA, Lotto, and my daughter, to try to put some programs together to help you young cats out and, make something happen. You know what I'm saying? Because where y'all going with this generation is crazy. So we're gonna try to get to the bottom of the problems and try to fix some things and come together as a unit to really, try to make a difference. But we got to start somewhere, and that's where we're coming together with my daughter, to try to put some things. And my brother T-Rock Frazier and BA, we're gonna put it together.
Mr. Frazier himself.
I'm TP Frazier, aka the Real Big Rock, CANR for YSL Loading. And I'm a professional writer, uh, motivational speaker, but more importantly, a Black king that's entrusted with giving back. Now, as a young Black youth who was a high school All-American football player, who went on to college, but who endured the streets of Philadelphia and running back and forth to Harlem as a youth, I saw so much youth violence that when I see it now, I look at a lot of the people of my generation that helped mold the violence of now, and I say this: what we lacked back then should never be a lacking now, and that's education, because it's so rampant and available now. Because we take so many opportunities for granted, those who look like us, who come from the African American community, have not done an outstanding job of pulling up, because there ain't nobody outside gonna pull up in your own but your own. So I chose to be in music because that was my way to affect my culture, my community. And in seeing them dream, I met men like my OG Blue, and able to be on this great podcast with yourself. I have a podcast out called Highly Judgmental. And the reason it's called that, I call it because it's a God cast, because it's endorsed by God. There's nothing that I say that comes from me. All vanity is gone. I've lived a life of arrogance. And I tell a lot of young Black men this: if your clothes and the shoes you have on represents your identity to the core, be it a talent or your job, you don't have anything at all. I'm Mr. Frazier, the voice, and I'm ready for this discussion.
Man,
That's
I'm
what's
ready
up.
for this discussion. This is awesome. Those introductions were amazing, and I'm super duper excited that you guys join me on my platform. I'm serious about this discussion. It's near and dear to my heart, and I was sharing with a few of y'all when I reached out to you guys about some of the things that we experienced growing up, in high school, having to fight all the time and deal with the peer pressures and bullying. Girls used to be waiting outside for me, my sister, my cousin, and some of our friends waiting outside to fight us and jump us and things like that. And we couldn't understand why, and when we finally got to the bottom line of it, it was jealousy, or it was just that we didn't look like everybody else because we were just, different, and we carried ourselves different. I was a recording artist, so that was another thing. People, they were like, "Oh, she rapping and doing all of this and think she all this and that," and that wasn't my mindset back then, But people look from the outside in, and they just look at the picture of things, and they think and perceive what they want, right? And then they decide to act and respond in ways that sometimes don't match the situation and its trueness, right? So experiencing in those situations, and being jumped, family members being jumped, going through just all types of like nonsense in high school, and then a little bit in the early 20s or whatever. It reminded me, seeing a lot of things on the news and social media with women that are, just literally, for me, from a female standpoint, seeing females going on vacation and they don't come back, or they come back in a body bag, and they family members are like, like the young lady that went on vacation with her friends and they jumped her and beat her up and killed her, and it's a mystery to this day how that happened, but it was jealousy. Jealousy can create rage, and then after that, it's a wrap, right? So having those experiences and constantly seeing these things on the news, to me, it still stands this discussion to make us think about, how do we combat this youth violence in our communities? How do we put some action behind our words of saying, hey, let's stop the violence, but let's do something about it, or let's find ways to prevent the violence. Yes, there are a lot of programs out there. There's a lot of different, information sessions and different types of groups that are organizing around this same topic. But so I wanted to join in on the effort, and I'm glad that each of you guys decided to join me as well, because what I want to do in the action plan I have in mind, I think we can carry out in each of our cities, and we can do that collectively. So I'm here to have this discussion. I want us to start off with, just talking about, what do we think the root cause is? I mentioned a few, on the intro, but let's talk about what we feel are some of the root causes to this youth violence.
Can I start that too? You heard me?
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
All right. I think first let me say you're gonna get on this panel right here. You're gonna get a lot of different perspectives, and they're all gonna be genuine, and they're all gonna be something that you can carry on. You're gonna be able to take something out of each one of these conversations that we're about to have. I want to start this thing off because again, I was a part of this in a real deep kind of way. We all got those skeletons in our closets, and the way that I found out of it is like through, like the brother Rock said, like education, right? But it goes a little deeper than that. We have to actually start teaching these kids the wordplay. You're only smart as the words you know. That's first and foremost, right? So when you know more words and you know the etymology of words and where they come from, then you learn how to use words, right? We use a bunch of words and things that we put ourselves in bad situations because chemistry and bringing things upon yourself is real. We ask for things sometimes they don't even realize that what we're asking for, right? I've learned that we have to stay out of circles and boxes, right? Circles, you go round and round, right? Where you start is where you're going to end back up, right? So who wants to be in a circle? So meaning that we constantly 360 degrees, what goes around comes around, but it only does that for people that's in circles. So if you can get out of the circle, then you can find another lane, right? And that other lane is moving parallel, right? So everything is straight ahead. Remember the old saying, look forward, stay straight, right? We have to take those literally, right? We have to stay straight on the straight path, right? That's what they tell us, straight path, right? But then we always put ourselves in circles. And then we also put ourselves in boxes. We stand on a square. We stand for something. We have a principles and all of this stuff, right? In this box, right? But then you tell to be creative, you have to think outside the box, right? So why would I want to be in a box that I have to be outside to think, right? So we don't put ourselves in boxes. Now we put ourselves online. Now what we're speaking is geometry. You know what I'm saying? So this is all a part of life, and we always used to say that stuff don't have nothing to do with life. I learned all of this math, and that has nothing to do with life. I can't. How do I utilize this? And it's real. You can actually use these shapes and things as vehicles, and that's what they use it for, pyramids and rectangle shapes, and cars move, and what I mean, all these things are shapes and move. They move. They're really alive, and we have to really understand that when we put ourselves in these circles and boxes, we become another bad word, which is competitive. We start to compete. See, that's when you start talking about that jealousy thing. See, that's all in competition, right? So we get these sports. I'm no longer a fan of anything. I like what I like. I don't do fan. Fan is a fanatic. We have to understand these words. And a fanatic is a person that's obsessed with something, right? So we put these words in our lives that don't belong, and we start to manifest them, right? So again, I don't indulge in certain words, like again, and again, I say respectfully. Anything that I say respectfully. Um, I don't consider myself a black man. I'm a melanated man. If you ask me what's my nationality, you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you I'm a New Yorker. I'm not a black man. I'm not none of that stuff. I am a New Yorker. It says where you're born, where you're from. I'm from Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. I'm a New Yorker. A person that's born in Boston is a Bostonian. That is your nationality. So when we keep going around talking about our nationality, we black, we are are denouncing who we really are every day, all the time, right? If we can get these young people to stop competing with each other, stop saying like LeBron, Michael Jordan is better, this one is better, this rapper is better. Why can't they all just be good, right? But they want to keep putting us against each other with competition, right? Who looks the best? Who got this? Who got that? Right? And that's a never-ending fight battle. Oprah still gotta keep trying to get money to stay up there with them people. It don't stop, right? So you have to deal with morality more than you deal with your values. Values have a worth. There's a number attached to it. There's no numbers attached to morality, right? Morality holds dignity. And these are things that you want in life. These are things that your woman and your kids are going to respect. You know what I mean? Do not put your values first. Put your morals first, because you'll do anything for money when you start to deal with your values. And they bank on that. They bank on separating us, men and women. You got these feminist groups, these men groups. It's all separation from us, from our own. But we don't want to separate from them. We stay. We ask them for things. They don't give us this, and they don't let us do this, and we don't do it for ourselves. We don't even do it on on our own. I blame a lot of the youth violence on parenting. If you don't know what your kids are doing, you send them outside. They're young puppies. They're gonna venture off. They're gonna sniff and taste things and lick things and run up on people. This is life. It happens in the upper echelons. You can have all the money in the world. They're breaking in Cardi B house, Oprah house. Nobody's safe. But you can be mentally educated with these words. Don't be loyal to nobody. Loyalty is for self. You be honorable to other people. Loyalty, you will never, everybody, they got this tattoos on them. Loyalty, nigga, nobody's loyal. Loyalty means somebody has to fall. I play chess. I'm a chess player. Everything on that chess piece outside of that king is loyal. They got to die for me. Right? So we want to be honorable people. When you see your man with that gun going to do something, yo, don't do that. Nah, that ain't what's up. Honorable things. We got to let them know that we're not going to just let you do stuff and be quiet because you're going to be called a rat or a snitch or all this other kind of shit. Those are jail antics. Jails are controlling the streets. I was a person that wanted to go to jail because that was the way I felt, that you get stripes. You see how mentally that's messed up. And then when I was in there, right, real quick, a dude walked up to me that I knew, and he was like, "Oh shit, yo, BA, what the fuck you doing in here? Do you know me and him got into a fight because I felt disrespected? That why he felt that I shouldn't be in here. I was doing enough shit on the street, fuck on. But this is the mindset, right? To where I didn't even understand how to take a compliment. He was telling me I was too intelligent to be in here, right? But me being competitive, me competing, wanting to be that that gorilla, that all of those things, and not be a gentleman. And a gentleman is different from a man. All of us are men, but not a lot of us are gentlemen. A woman is a woman through birth, but a woman is not a lady through birth. A lady has a certain class about herself, right? And again, you hear these words. Words is what move people, right? If I call you a criminal, I'm putting a damper on your life, right? With one word, right? Call you a philanthropist, a cheater, one word. They moving us around like cattle, and they got us fighting each other with these words, right? We get in arguments. People don't even understand that an argument is two people who think they right. You will never get nothing out of that. Never. So we have to listen to understand, and the best messages come when we don't want to hear them. So when that person is cursing you out, don't say nothing. Listen to them, because there's some truth in what they're saying. You just got to be ready to G-check yourself and not everybody else. Stay out that circle. Get on that parallel line. Don't try to be high. Keep your feet on the ground. That's what the youth need to do. Stop competing.
Let me
You got
tap in
nothing to
real quick.
compete for.
I like that.
And that's my piece.
Thank you, BA. You ain't done yet. You just getting started.
Huh?
I said, yeah, you ain't done yet. You just getting started. Hey,
Oh man,
Benny, how are you?
I can go on, but I'm gonna let some of these other brothers, get in it. We're gonna join in it,
Absolutely,
Let
absolutely.
me let me
Go
tap
ahead,
in real
Pops.
fast, all right? I want to ask the young brother, so who's the youngest on the panel here?
We got Gabriel and Jasir.
Gabriel, who's the youngest?
Gabriel and Jasir.
I'm the
Okay,
youngest,
Gabriel, how old are you?
19.
You 19?
Yeah.
Okay. Right now, what do you do for yourself right now?
Right now, I'm a writer and I'm an aspiring actor. So right now, and I'm also a I also research stocks and investments to better to be honest with you, my just money knowledge. So by the time I gain more responsibility with money, I know what to do with it. You know,
Right. So where do you live at?
South Bronx.
Bronx? You have friends that's involved with the same things that you do?
Yeah,
Like you,
I have people who's involved with many things I do, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
so are you getting money legitly, or you hustling on the side? What you doing? I mean, I'm
Um,
not asking you what specifically what it is, but do you everything you're doing right now is legit?
yeah, everything's legit.
Okay, so you said what's your main thing?
My
Your
main
main
thing,
thing,
my main thing is my writing and my acting right now.
your main. So how far have you gotten with that?
I've gotten pretty far. We're looking to publish by the middle or end of this year.
Okay, so if you had better resources, do you think you could be in a better place than where you at?
Um, yeah, I mean, I think if anybody had some better resources, it'd be more easier, I should say. But I think it's about more of how willing you are to push yourself, even when you don't have resources. You know?
Okay, so in your line of work, do you deal with like the recruiting agencies
Yeah, we there's agencies around, especially in New York City, that we deal with. But yeah,
based on your knowledge? Would you say the recruiting agencies at this point is sort of a monopoly? If you understand what I mean by
yeah,
like monopoly, they know all each other, so it's like the who's who of the agencies. If
oh,
you ain't down
absolutely.
certain agencies, you don't get certain parts, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Every agency
So
has its
so
favorites.
so what if you had an opportunity, right, to lead the way with a new program uh, that could start that would be showing other artists independence, independency, where they would able to be on the platform and not be controlled by other agency. You think you would be interested in something like that?
Absolutely, because it's about what you can bring forth. Not who's your parent or what they did that got you into the industry. It's about what you can bring, the talent you can bring. Also looking for people who are dedicated, because talk is cheap. You gotta be willing to put in the
Mhm.
work. If you don't put in the work, then I'm not interested. So
Well,
it's all about
but
dedication.
you do realize that you had to start a platform, correct? You know, you have to start a movement
Absolutely,
in order for things to spiral in that aspect.
absolutely,
Yeah. Now, the reason why I was asking you that is because you know the whole thing about our youth and our youth and our youth and our youth. We could talk about it forever.
right,
So, what I'm trying to bring to the forefront is some. I'm trying to bring together something that we can say when we leave here. Okay, we got to go. We have something that can be started.
absolutely,
You understand? Like, for example, here's what I can offer. So if you have any friends in your age group that's interested in wanting to learn electrical work, just basic electrical, all the way up. I mean, to become an apprentice, I can get them to that apprentice level. To the next level, they would have to do is get their masters. That's from electrical.
Absolutely.
Framing. If you have any friends or you have any interest on learning how to frame work, like frame houses and stuff like that, I can provide that. Plumbing. If you or have any other your friends that could be interested in plumbing and would want to learn that, I'd be willing to sponsor at least three young men, right? And I would be willing to sponsor you guys for 4 months living here with me, and I would be able to teach you guys electrical, framing, or plumbing, and get you to the apprentice level. In 4 months, you're going to be a master framer. You just would need to some references and stuff like that after
Okay.
you learn how to do all this stuff.
Right.
So I'm here because I want solutions, because I'm tired of talking like everyone else on this panel, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
And this program that I want to design is I'm financing it myself. So in other words, if you said, Mr. Dunn, I would like to come up there and I want to learn how to do electrical work, right? You're going to come up here with me. You're going to live in one of my guest rooms, and in 4 months or less, I believe that when I'm done with you, you know everything about electrical, the wine packets and everything at the printer's level. At that point, you would have to go and take a test in order to get to the next level. But it didn't cost you anything to go to school. You
Right.
understand? So if
Right.
you went to electrical school right now, try to get a grant, it would cost you thousands and thousands of dollars just to be an apprentice. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, I don't want us to lose sight of what we trying to accomplish here today.
okay.
I want us to just so what Pops is saying is that he has some apprenticeship programs that he can align young people with as part of an action plan, especially where he is, and then that could be something that can bring some inner city young people out of the city into another environment that can kind of help them get on the path of working in a field that they may be interested in. you know um, Somebody's phone is kind of breaking up, so I want to see if everybody can mute for a second, um, and then so I can hear the mics that are going. All right, and so I also want to hear. I want to hear from Frazier, Mr. Frazier, and I also want to hear from Mr. Picasso. I want to hear from you guys, your experiences, and then we can continue on with the action plan like my father started out with, on ways that we can kind of bring youth into more positive environments that can help pull them out of the streets into apprenticeship programs or into workforce, and or other things that they may be interested in, higher education, whatever the case may be. But I want to hear from you, like Picasso, and then Mr. Frazier. I want to hear where you
Yeah,
guys have been, where you going, and why you decided to be a part of this discussion.
yeah. I just wanted to, add on, like, it's also like the way the youth is wilding right now is also what we're putting inside our body, including the music we listening to. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? It's a narrative, like, this is by design, that the music is the way it is. Certain artists is big, and these messages is being put out there. Also, the food we eat, and the drugs we take, our youth is taking. All of that has a lot to do with the violence and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, recently I just, got into eating healthier, vegan, not drink. I didn't drink in 5 months. On the 22nd, it made 5 months of me not even drinking. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just to, you know, be focused. The more you try to be more focused, the more you become that person you want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm reaching higher to be something higher. Not like I was a bad person before, but you're always striving to be better. So, with that little journey, I see how I change, how I look at things a lot different, even though I was still positive then, but I'm just being more positive and I'm seeing more. You know what I mean? So it's opening me up, and it's getting me closer to the God in me, So I just wanted to, put that in the air, that, the music we intake and all the things we intake, even our food and all of that, we got to be careful. We got to eat right. We got to, carry ourselves right and listen to the right music and stuff like that, and put out the right music if you're doing music. And just try to be more positive with everything and try to give that approach and not support the negative stuff, even though that's what they want us to do. We don't have to support that. The power's in the people. You know what I'm saying? So they could play whatever on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm riding in my car and I give a chick, I said, yo, play what you want. She's playing everything they play on the radio. I'm like, yo, why you programmed like that? You ain't got no other artists. You research. You playing the same exact thing. We could just listen to the radio for what you playing. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be our own. We gotta search for that kind of music, and it's out there. I don't understand it now. Back in the days, we used to dig in crates for music and find the old school music, and also pay homage to the ones before us. They're not even doing that now, and everything's at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? The research is mad easy right now to go back and learn about artists before you or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People don't even these rappers ain't even doing research on hip hop. They ain't even going back on that. So I don't know. That's what it is. But my main thing is also another thing I wanted to say. I was raised by my pops too. My mom's passed away when I was 9 years old, and I know a lot of men are raised by women. You know what I'm saying? So I know that is I see that is a problem too, because a woman can't teach you how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So, what I mean, even though my pops wasn't perfect, he made mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But he did put the jewels in me that kept me out of prison, you know what I'm saying? That told me if I'm gonna do a crime, be smart. Like he taught me that, jail wasn't the place to be early. Like, so, and also, put it on me like, nigga, I'm not gonna bail you out of any situation. You know what I'm saying? He was that type of dude. So, you know what I mean? So I'm kind of different just because of that. And I see that in some of my friends, you know what I mean? But, if you don't have that, you don't know. So, that's what I grew up with. In a way, that was just my cards that I was dealt. Everybody's dealt their cards, but, we learn from each other. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
So, word.
All the time.
Man,
Word up.
I want to shout out to Picasso, because I've been watching you in your journey with you changing your diet and stopping drinking, all of that. I've been seeing you posting different things and just making that transition. I could see that journey through what you post. So while social media could be used for negative, that's a positive impact that it's making.
Exactly.
The music that you put out, definitely is positive. You talking to women. I mean, you got this one song I remember on the last album. I don't know if that's the recent album or not, but that last album had a lot of powerful music. The music was speaking about real life stuff. I mean, it's really, and Jasir and Gabe, y'all, I definitely want y'all to check out Lot's music. He has a lot of different messaging. He talks about politics. He talks about what's happening, the youth violence. All of this stuff is in his music. So you want to check him out too when y'all get a chance. But I don't want to keep talking. Mr. Frazier, Lot, if you done, pass it to Mr. Frazier. We're going to pass
I'm
it to our
done.
young people.
Oh, my brother. I was loving everything. And I want to say this. How can we affect in a positive way youth violence? Well, 3 words: morality. My brother BA, he said something that he know that's near and dear to my heart. I'm kind of oblivious at this point to any topic that you have that doesn't start with morality, for one reason. Our lack of morality, our refusal to indulge in positive, effective communication, and our jealousy of what we see the youth have access to has brought about a separation where you see a lot of older people say, this young person doing this, this young person doing that. They ought to do this. Well, I'm going to say something. I'm 54 years old. They was doing this when I was young. And I'm going to say why. Because that lack of communication, that lack of morality, and that jealousy. Why do I say jealousy of young people? They're only a replica of ourselves, just in a different time. But what we did with the time we had, we bullshitted. And a lot of us, we left our morality decades ago. So it was no way these kids were going to be grown and born in an era that had morality. Now, that communications. You cannot have a child that you are raising, whether it be a mother or a father. And I definitely agree. The lack of strong parenting from the black father being replaced is a travesty. What's more travesty is that we act like it's okay. So when I see everybody talk about what's wrong, I'm in music. One of the biggest problems we have right now for the male rappers, one of the young men said they were from the Bronx. And when I look at Picasso and his swag from Queens, and I look and I go like this. And I'm proud to say this because I watched New York do something. I watched New York birth something that became us. And that is something to be proud of. And that is hip hop. The sad thing is, the place that birthed it for the last few decades have just watched because they have allowed their creativity and their natural hustle and talent to take a backseat to sick gimmicks. 6ix9ine. This is why I'm hot. Chicken noodle soup. So they can't get mad while the bullshit came because they allowed the bullshit to come. I always challenge all New York artists, remember the hollow ground to which you come from. Now, what did the industry do? A lack of morality. The fact that we have taken the greatest thing about black people, the black female, and reduced her to slut and thought music and made that the music of the day is our own axe to bear. That lack of morality, the reason why we don't want to see more Kendricks or more Coles or more anybody that's talking with any damn sense is, to be truthful, is the same reason they allowed Cash Money to flourish. They would rather us be more indulged in bling, in sex, in nonsense, than thinking about building generational wealth. So why have artists out there talking about not beating on your kids, not beating your lady, but using your brain to beat up Wall Street? That's why I heard the young brother talk about stocks. They need to be learning that as young as possible. But what we do is we say, look what Blue Ivy got. We would rather look at the star and see one instead of make the star many. BA said about fans. Well, I learned real young. My father died young, and my grandfather died young in their 30s. He said, never take an autograph. I remember the Sixers won, and not to bear off, I said, I'm going to get Dr. J's autograph. And he said, a person like you. And then I got in the music industry, and I say this to people, especially who don't possess real star qualities. You got to really look yourself in the mirror when you get somebody to, I'm going to sign an autograph, or they want to take a picture. What did you look like when you left? What do you sound like when you're on that mic? Do you believe somebody should want your autograph, should want to take a picture? Is the person coming to sign you looking more like the star than you? Or are you saying that same tired nonsense? If I had the money, I would dress like Balenciaga. Ain't gonna make you famous. Copying Pop Smoke, doing drill, and not being your own creative, authentic self ain't gonna make you famous. I watched New York after Pop Smoke do something that was disgusting. I watched a million clones come out instead of realizing. It's true, if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. But you got to remember that, not let it just be words. So when you look at these youth and you look at this violence, if you look at the videos being promoted, stop. As they say up top, pause. If you look at what's going on, how does anybody 40 or above look at someone in their teens to in their 20s and say, how are they not? we have not only accepted gang culture like we've accepted stripping as a part of life, we now even acknowledge, hey, he's a successful gang member. And then we parade gang members all on these podcasts as deities. So now, when they talk about why, as Brother BA said, I wanted to go to jail to get them stripes, what do you think these young brothers are thinking when they like, wait a minute, I ain't going to nobody's damn college, I ain't getting no job, so I either move up in the gang, be a great hustler, or a killer, a shooter. So when you look at what they're really faced with now, I want the same women we wanted when we younger. But now, guess where the game is at? I ain't really smart on the computer or on that phone with social media. So scamming ain't good for me. So now what am I left? I'm not playing no sports. I'm either robbing, I'm shooting, I'm hustling, I'm gang banging. So they say, what's wrong with it? We have normalized ills. We have normalized ills. We have taken everything that should be a problem and made it normal. So when we look at why are they doing this, they doing it because it's normal. It's not odd. If a Charlotte, North Carolina that's surely not a New York City can have 10 killings in the first part of the new year, what the hell is going on when all the killings were teenagers? Because we've normalized ills. So when we talk about how do we save youth, yes, it's the music. Yes, it's the movies. Yes, it's everything. And because of what we're on right now, these phones, they have access to ills 24/7. So if we keep promulgating ills, but saying, why are these young people still going out doing ill gotten things for ill gotten gains? Then our communication is horrible. Our lack of morality has come to bite us in the ass, and our jealousy of the technology they have to be able to prove that a lot of people older than them are lying has come to bite us in the ass. So my point go like this: if
Man,
they keep talking about us being the most rotten generation ever, that we not this, that we not that, then you know what comes after that is, well, if they think that, we might as well just do it. Ain't nobody really trying to make no change. Every now and then somebody get in a cul-de-sac. But if the majority of your family is out there doing ill-gotten things and they're a lot older than you, how the heck can you tell this young person don't do it themselves? So that lack of promoting education, that lack of morality will allow everything to stay like it is and get worse. What we saw in the 90s became that demon in the 2010s. That's why when people started saying they was on demon time, they didn't start demon time. It been created. It got embraced by them as a way of life. So when you look at a lot of them, you can't get on these panels and talk unless you realistically look and say, each one of us got a brother, got a sister, got somebody that's outside, as they say, in them streets. And for the most part, if you out there taking from somebody young that's doing something for ill-gotten gains, you're ill. So to remove that, as my OG said, Blue, how do we come up with something with action? You damn right. Plumbing, electrician, those are solutions. But we have to change the mindset, especially in the black community, that says flossing is flossing, meaning if you got a job, that's a bad thing. If you're a square, you stay at home and raise your kids. But if you're a fly guy, you get multiple kids. Look at the rappers, they have multiple kids. That's why when I see these young guys get their deals and they come in already having 4 kids, 6 kids, and I look at them and I say, God, I wonder how long he's going to go broke. A year and a half, 2 years, 8 months. It's because that ill-gotten mindset of I can do anything crazy on the street. It comes in the music. It comes in the workplace. It stops you from working. It gets your license taken. It gets you in the system. And now you take these youthful, young, promising kings and you turn them into everyday demons. So morality, communication, and jealousy. If you take those three and you replace them with morality and positive, effective communication, and replace the jealousy with, hey, listen, These are advantages we didn't have. So if you're out there telling lies to your kids that you know they can check on the internet or social media, stop lying. Be a better communicator and talk to them for real. But that lack of communication is the same reason why you got all these divorces. Because you have what? These kids are replicas of their parents. They're replicas of the grown folks they're around. So when they look at it and say, why are they doing this? If you see mom and dad scamming on the side, hustling on the side, and I mean hustling doing illegal things, why in the heck would their offsprings look and do any different other than try to embrace it younger and say, guess what? We driving foreigns now. We wearing cars, we driving cars, and we wearing clothes that cost cars. So if that's the case, we got to be better hustlers, better crooks, better shooters than our parents. That's where we are in 2024. Guess what? They have come back, and now when you talk to your son or your daughter, instead of looking like it used to be, and I don't mean to be racist, a lot of us that got some age remember things that black kids would never do with their parents. They see young black kids do to parents every day, and they say, I can't believe they're getting away with it because it has been normalized. So when you look at, man, why are they doing this? It's a bigger thing. But as I promise you, you fix those three things: morality, communications, and jealousy. Your problem that you're having with this youth, you'll be able to get them into plumbing. You'll be able to get them into being an electrician because they won't look at what's being now praised. Being that guy in the hood with all the money and the jewelry is something foolish because after a certain age, if all you've ever done is hustle and you can't talk to nobody about that, you got to lie about something. Why not be what you're lying about? So that mindset, mentality, everything that I just said to you, you never see them attack them because as a planet, as a people, we don't want to fix our lack of morality. We are poor community and we are a jealous race. That's what I have to share.
I agree. I want
Amen.
to add on one thing. Now,
Go ahead, Justin.
I don't want to push past one thing BA said earlier. Actually, three things he might have said earlier. Now, to tap into the first thing, competition. Nowadays it's way more different with competition. I feel like it's just been growing for years and years. You see parents hyping up their kids to, oh yeah, no, that kid may be better than you. You can do better than him, or it's never, oh, maybe you should learn something from that kid, and you guys can maybe
Get out of
train
here.
together or look
Get
at
out of
things
here. Get
together.
out of here.
Now, another thing I would say is even social media. Social media has become incredibly powerful with making people competitive to the point where you see more depressed kids nowadays because it's like, dang, I wish I had what that kid had, or dang, I wish I had the talent that kid had. That's why you see these kids, man. Some of these kids out here, I had to tell one of my friends one day, like, man, like you lying to yourself. You don't really want to be in these streets, bro. I know you. Sometimes people need to hear the truth, and now with social media, people don't even like hearing the truth no more either. So it's like when you don't want to hear the truth from people, your counterparts that are your age, you're not going to hear it from some dude, some older guy that's still in the hood with you as well. Like these are how they're thinking. They're gonna look at him like, man, what's your resume? What do you have to show for that you can sit here and tell me how to get money or who to respect or why should I respect the cops? They rapping about F the police. They've been saying F the police since y'all were teens. You get what I'm saying? NWA. F the police coming straight from the underground. You get what I'm saying? That was all about empowerment. But when you look at it, people don't look at the bars he said after. The black and the brown bar he said after. They just stop at the F the police. It's a very important, it's
It's
a
a
very
fact.
powerful mantra that goes on with that because that's a powerful energy people don't understand. The mantra of music. When you hear certain things, you get what I'm saying? Like you hear girls nowadays, oh, twerk this, twerk that, get money gang, rob a N word. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Rob this dude, rob this black man, rob this Spanish man, this and that. It's never, oh, why are we talking about twerking? Let's talk about empowering these young women to maybe grow up and look up to us in a better light. It's not, I'm getting money. I don't care who listens to me. I'm getting money from it. I don't care about these young girls. I'm getting money. I'm doing it for my family. But it's like when you have people that more than your family, and you have, going to BA said earlier, the word fans, that's a big thing. When you have these young girls that are fangirling over you, like they say in the comment sections all day, it's bigger than rap. It's bigger than you singing. It's bigger than you telling people to go outside and rob somebody, rob a dude, drug a dude. These dudes nowadays are so willing to be caught on camera beating on women, tricking on women, like like Frazier said, having multiple kids with different women. That's not the way. That's not the way life is supposed to be at all. I don't know if anyone's religious either, but even when you look at the Bible and stuff like that, they don't teach that. They teach having a stable home for kids, because if you don't have that stable home, everything's gonna come collapsing down. That's why you see kids out here with even both household, both mom and dad in the household, still not listening to their parents. Cause it's like you can always have a mom and dad in the household, but I always say mom and dad is always a title you give somebody. Friend is a title you give somebody. Is what you do with the title that makes you who you are as a person. I could easily say my brother Gabriel was my brother. I can easily say that out loud. Just the same way I could say one of these dudes in the streets is my brother and we barely talk every day. But it's what you do with the title that makes you my brother. It's what you do with the title that makes you my mother. It's what you do with the title that makes you my father. You got to really be a figure to the youth. That's another thing. I want to tap into what Frazier, I was just listening to all you guys, so I'm a speed run for you guys a little bit. Now, even with what Frazier said earlier, is one word that caught my mind. I know he didn't tap into it fully because he was using it in his instance, but listening is a major thing. I feel like the generations we broke apart from. We don't listen to each other anymore. The OGs don't want to listen to the young dudes because they feel like they're old enough or wise enough to where you can't tell them nothing. The younger dudes, like I said earlier, with respect, don't want to listen to the old heads, because now if an old head doesn't want to listen to me, I'm gonna look at it like, okay, that's a lack of respect. Why would I want to listen to what you're saying, but you can't listen to what I'm saying? It's all a mental warfare going on. It's more mental than I say physical. It's easy. It's easy to give a kid drugs and be like, "Yo, go sell on that block for me, young man. Go sell on that block for me, youngin," and brush him off. But nowadays, it's harder to sit down with a young kid before that even happens and tell them, "Yo, let's play basketball. Let's get you in training camps." I know some dudes over here in Brooklyn, Queens, maybe Manhattan. We could get you into some football camps, soccer camps. Yo, I know an artist over there. He might not be big, but he's well known in the industry. Let's go do that, youngin. You don't have to be on this block. You don't have to play this block. It's crazy to me that, like, I can say at 20 years old, since I was 16, I've said I've saved people's lives more than I've seen older dudes way older than me save people's lives. I didn't stop some of my friends from getting into that lifestyle, telling them like, "Yo, it's not worth it, bro. I seen you grow up." We not those type of people. And the mantra of thinking you have to be tough in order to be in a gang, or yo, I'm so tough that I could join this gang, or joining this gang makes me tough. It's a confidence thing. And that starts from the household as well. My mom and dad always raised me to be a king no matter where I went. My mom always told me, you're a young black man, act like it. Act like it, especially in this young world where they don't give a damn about y'all. And now I start to see it as much as I'm getting older now. I'm starting to realize, like, yo, it's not only other people looking at our race, melanin, as BA said, to respect his opinion as well. Us as melanated people, we don't even respect each other no more. You got black men and songs calling black women thoughts, hoes, treaches. I tell you something, there's no way I could ever say the B word in front of my mother. Say the B word in general, I've never, because it's just been caught on my mind to, like, don't ever say no word like that. I want to also talk about what Lot said earlier with being raised by a mother, and even that's very important. I feel like one thing I can take away from what he said was your mom can't teach you how to be a man. Now, I would like to tap into that a little bit more. I want to say this: the things I've learned from my mom, no man has been able to teach me. I'm gonna be honest, you know. Like I said, respect to your opinion, respect to everybody's opinion. But the things I've learned from my mother, a lot of men have not shown me, even or due to my father as well. There's some things my mom taught me about being a man that my dad didn't have to tell me, because my mom already told me, because she's been around it since she was a kid. You know, my mom didn't have her mother or father when she was growing up. So she really knew what it was to hustle for her kids. My mom had me when she was young, high school. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't because she was like, I'm gonna put my life on hold for my kid. And you know, it that certain emotion, it doesn't leave you, you know, and that energy, it transfers down to the kid. Now, even to add on to Lot's opinion about some things a mother can't teach, because he is right. My father coming in and being the discipline I needed, because I love my mother to death, but I tell you one thing, and I could be honest, I'm not gonna be prideful about it. There's times when I was a kid and I wasn't listening to my mom, I was being bad, and you know, like me and my mom went through hell and back, but my mom never
Mhm.
left my side. And once my dad came along, it was like, yeah, you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna disrespect the woman that has been holding you down. You know, he came in with the pride of a man, where it's like, this is my household, this is your mother's household, and you're gonna do what we say. So I 100% agree with that. Like, it's some things your mother cannot teach you that your father can. 100%. I
Yeah,
even want to,
it's an
yeah.
exception to every rule though. Like you could a cat. It's a cat that could beat up a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's an exception to every rule. So it's a mother could raise a great son family by herself and all that, but it's
Some
not
things,
meant to be like that. You know
no,
what I mean?
and
So
that's what
it's
they're trying to
exceptions
do.
to every rule.
Yeah.
Well,
Word.
let me let me say something on that note. The the man thing and women raising men, what that means on a total breakdown is men Y chromosome needs to be filled, right?
Mm.
And that's through growing up. It needs to be filled. See, my Y chromosome was filled by the streets. My father was killed when I was 2 years old. So they say
Mhm.
you don't become a man until your father dies, right? Because that Y chromosome has to be filled. That's why you got a lot of these feminine dudes when it comes to single mothers. A woman can teach you a lot because she knows what she wants in a man, right? So she can
Right.
teach you something about a man, but that's not about being a man. Because again, a woman gonna only teach you what a woman would want, the same way a man can only teach his daughter what a man would want,
Mm.
Right.
right? This is that thing. And I want to just touch on something else too, the respect thing, right? People say, this word all the time, respect, respect this. You are not supposed to respect nobody. You are supposed to respect yourself. And if another person respects they self, then you have nothing but respect. The disrespectful person is the one that's talking loud and talking crazy.
Yeah.
They're disrespecting themselves. It's only become disrespect to you when you grab it. When you let that apply to you, then it's disrespect. Because respect comes with the person that's feel like they're being disrespected. So anything you say to me, I can feel like it's disrespect,
Absolutely.
right? Because then that's my perception,
Of it like that.
right? So I
Right.
don't respect nobody. I respect myself. I walk in respect.
Right.
Respect is not something you give because everybody's not going to take your level of respect or how you give it. But if you walk in your respect, it's a total different ballgame.
Absolutely.
We give away things that we're not supposed to give away. Love is the high. They say love is the highest frequency. So then you got to love yourself at the highest frequency before you can give it to anybody.
Right.
So we're not supposed to love nobody. We're supposed to care about people. Love self. Because if you
Right.
love yourself, you do nothing to harm yourself. I never did drugs a day in my life. I don't drink. I don't none of that shit.
Right.
But you got to love yourself. They say you can't love nobody without loving yourself. Right? Because again, that would be a double entendre. You can't give love
That's a
away.
fact. That's
You
a fact.
can't give love away. Love is for you.
Hmm.
People can't make you happy. You have to be a happy person. People
That's a
can only
fact
bring
too.
joy into your life. They cannot make you happy. And this is where we go back with the competition. People are competing on who can be the happiest.
Wow. That's facts.
Yep. Or combining riches with being happy.
Right. And it has nothing to do with it.
Yep.
Right.
And
Happiness is in self.
that's the whole thing with
Tap in, gay.
that's the whole thing with with everybody, man. You know, I always say you have to develop a mindset. Going back to what TP said, that I like because I say it all the time. Morality. You have to install certain qualities in yourself. Discipline, like is a major thing. If you do not have discipline, you're not going nowhere. I don't care how you motivated, how ambitious you are. You have to have discipline. Because if you're disciplined, you will go places you can't even dream of. And another thing, what BA said that he don't smoke and none of that. It's very interesting because a lot of people, even in my generation, they a lot of weed. Weed's legalized now, so it's an open access for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So now you don't have to go to that friend who knows a friend to get weed. You see it in your own street. And weed's a gateway to certain things. It's a gateway to crime. It's a gateway to a lot of people because people are connected to that. Same thing with drinking. Same thing with rapping. Rapping's the same thing. And a lot of problems, especially going back to what Blue said when he was mentioning the jobs and stuff. A lot of jobs don't want to give time to kids. A lot of jobs don't want to train kids at all. So the fact that, for instance, like a program like that that's able to take kids that don't have to pay expensive money to learn certain educations, that's very, very, that's honorable. So a bunch of other things too. Even when it comes down to support groups. Support groups got to be better for kids of our generation. Support groups are failing because a lot of people don't care to really give kids the need. They don't want to push kids. I know a lot of people in my life who's dealt with people in support groups who don't care about them. I'll give you an example. One of the biggest problems that's not highlighted is orphanage homes. A lot of kids, when they don't get adopted, they crash out. Before the age of 18. And when they're 18, they're being so institutionalized in crime and a crime system filled with people who aren't willing to change. Filled with so many attractions that can disrupt them. We need more safeguards for orphan kids who are still waiting for adoption, or the ones that are let go when they reach the age of 18. And for the ones that are being adopted, we need to have extreme background checks on families and not have the idea in our head that, oh, the orphanage is getting too filled, let's just send them in there. We need to care where these kids go because these kids are the next generation. They're the next future. We need to guide them with hospitality, love, support, and most of all, great backing. Because if we don't have a great backing, then a lot of people can't get anywhere. And when it comes to mindset too, a mindset is very, very important. I always say this, and it's a very generic phrase, but it's truthful. Be a leader, not a follower. Be the one who speaks up. The one who changes the people around you. Because I promise you, God, you have that one person in the group, it can do a lot, man. I have examples in my life of people who are in bad groups and people who are in good groups.
Yep.
You got to be willing to speak forward. You got to be willing to make the difference. It's all about number one, most important thing. All this is nothing. We can talk here for hours and get nowhere. It's about execution. Execution is a major thing. You have to be willing to execute what you speak. Because I can talk for a million hours and I could sound like a messiah if I want to, but you have to freaking execute. If you don't execute, you're not getting nowhere. I've seen a bunch of people who the talk sounds amazing. I mean, you can make someone feel so motivated in you. I'm like, oh my God, but they do nothing. I've had people come to me where it's like, oh, I'm going to start this, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, okay, we'll see when you do it. Nothing. Because execution is hard. The hardest part is taking that first step, and that's called starting. A lot of people don't want to start. One of the biggest problems is less is more. Enforcing these problems, enforcing on drug engagement, on crime influence, having advocates to speak to young men who are lost in the streets without there being any tie to being a snitch or some street code. It's about peace. As I was telling Tammy yesterday, good can't be without bad. But if we can maintain peace, maintain it for a long time, we can probably end that saying, and that's a start. So it's about taking accountability for mistakes that we've done to people, all the wrong. Pride is truly the devil. If you can't take accountability for your actions, that's one of the biggest problems. You know, so everyone fights each other like they don't got nothing to lose, or fight each other like they don't have an option to gain anything. We all have an option. We all have choices to make. It's about taking accountability. And even when it gets to people in parenthood, parenthood's the same thing. And we need to have more people who are willing to intervene with parenthood. Because a lot of people, as Jasia said, it's a title. Anybody can, a mother and a father is a title that's earned. I'm not just gonna give it to you. I can call someone around the street because he did a good deed to me. Yo, you my brother for that, for real. I don't know you, you know. And then if I know someone who really is mean to that, that's my brother. So people throw around titles like it's nothing. You gotta earn that. And
Well,
as you know,
hold on. Let me just. I don't mean to cut you off.
no, go ahead.
And I just that's very important, right? So, and again, like I said, I speak on words, right? That I deal
Absolutely.
with this all the time. Words, right? Mother and father is just a title. A preacher
Yep.
is called a father. A
Absolutely.
nun is called a mother.
Yep.
The home is called mom and dad,
Absolutely.
right? Every man is a father. Every
Yep.
mother, a woman is a mother by birth. That's a birthright, right?
Absolutely.
One more thing, because
Mhm.
I gotta rock. I gotta rock out. I want to give y'all just a little jewel, right? And he kept saying about 18 years old, and it just kept clicking me. I gotta say this, and Rock, you're gonna love it. Um, Another reason why they do this, young people, they really want you at 18 is because at 18 you can claim your rights back
Right.
and actually own yourself. The freedom papers that Frederick Douglass walked around, you can get those today. No lawyer, no judge, no jury, no nothing. Only you,
Right.
right? On your 18th birthday, you can claim back your birth certificate. Has nothing to do with the straw man, has nothing to do with Moroccan law, has nothing to do with the Peace and Friendship Treaty. Absolutely nothing. This is everybody's right. But you don't know nobody that did it because you know what? They tell you can drink at 18. They tell you can
Right.
party at 18. They don't want you to do this at 18. This is what they
Absolutely.
don't want you to do. This is the key to owning yourself.
Absolutely.
Your mother signed them papers to get you a birth certificate. Birth certificates are on the stock market.
Hmm.
You know that? Using the stocks, right?
Yeah.
They're on the stock market. Look it up.
Absolutely.
They're a bond. When you go on them computers, it tells you that we're going to use your information in other places,
Yep.
right? Because the person
Hmm.
that owns your birth certificate is giving them permission to
Absolutely.
through this computer,
Yep.
right? Now,
Absolutely.
when you get to own your own birth certificate, you can start owning your death certificate, your marriage license. All
Hmm.
these are just certificates that the bank will accept if you own it. It's like owning a house, right? If I own
Yep.
people, if people are money, if I can own my people,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
That's you called your estate. This is what they own. Your estate is you, your birth certificate. They own that. That's your
Hmm.
estate. When you buy a house, it's not the house you own. That can go down. You own the deed, a piece of paper.
Right.
Estates are paper. That's what they are.
Exactly. And one thing that's so interesting about that is because a lot of people, even when it comes to young cats, even people who are younger than me or older than me, you need to hear this. A lot of people, one thing they don't have is patience. They need it now, 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 now. It's not going to come like that. If I
The
wanted everything,
process. It's called process.
yep. If I
If you
wanted
don't
everything
go through the
now,
process, you
man,
will not succeed.
absolutely, absolutely. And
The
that's
process
that's
is
the whole thing.
mandatory.
That's the whole thing, man. And
And what we do is we get in the process and then we turn back around because we start to think you need money to do everything. That's where we really
exactly,
go bad. Because again, it's the people that's broke that with all the ideas,
exactly,
but they don't have the money to move forward with the ideas.
exactly.
Like Blue
Right?
said, if you had all the resources, what would you do?
What would you
Exactly.
do? Right? Now, what is the resources? We are the resources.
We are the resources. That's right.
We said
Yep.
I built my studio. Right? I didn't have
Hmm.
nothing, but I knew a nigga that can do this. Oh, I knew a brother that can do this. I knew a brother that can do that. I knew a brother that can do
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
Let's get together.
Hmm.
Real talk. And that's where
Right?
it goes back to what Gabe said about being able to support each other. Listen, like And it's so crazy to me that I really truly I have this ability since young to be able to really inspire people, and it's to the point where inspiration turns into support. Like I have many groups of people from many walks of lives. I can say a joke right now, and it's funny because it's really true. But since a kid, I've always just for some reason had a
A
Mexican
gift,
who
a
just
gift.
loves me, a
That's a
gift.
gift. That's a
And
gift.
I got it too.
Not everybody
When
got
you
that. It's
accept
a
it and you
gift.
open it,
I
yo,
and I
it's
say it
good.
all the time to people because I really like I'm really
You and Gabe
empowered by
got
it. But
that
I
gift.
truly have a gift to motivate people from any walks of life, any skin color. That I
Don't
barely see
matter.
that because it's the power of the mind that's really a thing. Like you have to be strong here before you can be strong mentally. You could be the
And,
strongest dude in the gym with the
and be
weakest
dumb as a rock.
mindset.
Yep.
You get what I'm
Intellect.
saying?
That's right.
Intellect. Not being smart. We have to deal intellect. The word
That's right.
Yeah,
intellect. Right?
Intellect.
very
We
intellectual.
right. We have to think along again. You see, we everything goes verts back to words.
Absolutely.
When you use the proper words in this proper term, you get the proper power. I
Yep.
Hmm.
got all kinds of ex thug killers come to me to talk, to hear what I gotta say, to hear this information,
Right.
right? And it's all words. We have to understand the words.
And one thing that's interesting, the BA said, is something that I've always said. If you want to make it anywhere, one of the most important skills you have to learn is networking. You have to know that.
I
You
keep
will
telling people
not
all
go
the time.
nowhere without networking.
Right? So hold on, just on that point right there, right? So
Hmm.
this is why we have to take the word independent away.
Yep.
Because nobody's
Yeah.
independent.
We all depend on each other. We all
Exactly.
depend
We
on each
all
other.
dependent, not independent.
Dependent. Dependent on
We
each
get the
other. Right.
women and the kids, oh, I'm independent. I don't need nobody.
Yeah.
That's it's no such thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? We live in this matrix, this falsified words, because words
Mm-hmm.
we live in words. And we
Right.
don't understand the words that we live in.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That goes back to the pride thing you said earlier.
Yeah.
Having pride, to the pride and independence go hand in hand. Because if you feel like you too prideful enough to want to listen to anybody, if you too prideful enough to where it's like, oh, I can stand on my own without anybody. I don't need a
Right.
woman or a man to tell
Right?
me this. That's a very powerful thing. You're speaking it into the universe, which
Right?
to me is
So
a
right
real
now,
thing.
right. So now using it in that
You
term, yes.
words.
This,
Mm-hmm.
this is this is how it comes back negative, right? But when you take the word pride and you put it into what you do and be
Yep.
proud of what you do, is having pride. When I do my work, and when I look back at it, I'm like, I'm proud. You know what I'm saying? I put pride in it. That's why they want to take that word away from us.
Yep.
They want to take it and put it with something that everybody's not affiliated with. Right, so we can't use that word anymore. The same way we can't use the word gay. The meaning of that word is
They don't want
happy.
you to.
So they don't want young youth to be happy because it's a bad thing now,
Right.
right? So what if we ain't happy, what we are? We sad.
Yep.
Hmm.
We are sad internally.
And
This
this
is a
all
fact
connects.
Good.
because of these words,
TP, you muted. You muted, OG.
huh?
TP, I thought
TP.
you wanted to
TP.
talk.
Was you saying
Muted.
something?
I can't hear.
You muted. You muted. Unmute. So listen, guys. I know we coming up on the half hour. Um, I want us to continue this conversation. This is the first of many conversations. I
Absolutely.
want to do some in-person events. I have a lot of people behind me, Congress people and all types of folks that want to get behind this movement here in DC, Maryland, Virginia. And then we can come to wherever you guys are in New York and do the same thing, upstate, all of that. People want me to come down to Georgia and North Carolina. I'm all about that, but I can't do it by myself. And I
Yep.
need people like y'all to be a part of this movement, to speak and speak your truth, right? And to come together and let's put action behind our words, because it sounds good on this platform, right? We talking all that talk, right? And everything that I'm over here writing notes, right? I'm over here writing notes. And from this, I want us to create an action plan. I want us to talk about
Let's
what are
do it.
some of the solutions. What can we do? If you, like you said, Gabe, if youth are not coming to social groups or to these gatherings where they feel like, oh, that's corny, that's whack, I'm not doing that, whatever the case may be, then where do we meet them? how do we bring them into a space where it's for them, by them, created by them, where they can engage with people that are doing positive things, that are within their age group. You know what I mean? Maybe us as older people, we can just inspire them in different ways, but you guys leading the cause, young people
Absolutely.
leading the cause, because we need to gather them in places when it's after school, or it's I done finished high school, but I didn't start college yet. So that in between space, that 18 to 24, where that period where they're trying to figure it out and gather and be creative and put some action plans in place that will help them to be more motivated in a positive way, and stop some of this foolishness in the communities, right? Because I mean, the problem's not going away overnight. We're not going to just solve all the world's problem of youth violence in just one conversation or in small solutions. But we got to start somewhere. There's a lot of programs out here. We can partner. And like you guys have said, we can be dependent on one another to create this action plan in different cities and states and create a movement that will definitely spark interest, and then, you know what I'm saying, keep it going from there. Get more youth involved. You guys have a lot of people you influence and you network with all the time. So does BA, Mr. Frazier. I know my dad does, myself. I have a network called Me Now. It's for what Gabe talk about, transitioning youth that are aging out of foster care, coming out of juvie, and they don't have a platform to lay on. So for me, I help them find housing. I help them to get resources in the community so that they can be productive young people. But there's many programs out here. We need to network with them, and we need to put some action behind our words so that young people could be met where they are. I don't want to do something that's going to be like, oh, let's create a social group or something like that. And these young people are not interested in that. If it's music, let's drive it through music. I'm a former rap artist myself. So I know how to engage people in music. I don't know this new era stuff, you know what I'm saying, to an extent. But you know what I'm saying, I still write. And so I don't know what that
Absolutely.
looks like. I don't know if we need to meet young people with through music in some way or another, but we got to do something to attract them, to bring them in, and then allow them to lead the way,
We
right?
have
Absolutely.
your take, and again, with the youth, what we got to understand as the adults is that since the beginning of time, when it came to negativity, it was always the youth control the narrative.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gang members wasn't created by grown
Exactly.
adults; they were created by
Exactly.
kids.
Right.
Yep. To
Right,
protect themselves,
Right.
right,
originally to protect.
right.
Right.
Originally to
Music
protect.
music wasn't created by adults; it was created by young people.
And one
Right.
one thing that BA said when he first spoke about everything, about education, which is something that's very, very important. One thing that needs to be taught, which is so crazy because I realized this when I was in my high school. My high school was the only high school in the whole Bronx that taught personal finance. Do you know how crazy that is? Personal finance, what young kids needs to be learning. This is the issue. There's a lot of school classes and programs that we have in school even nowadays that's so unnecessary. That's wasting time.
BS.
So many things that people are kind of this what draws people out. You know how high the dropout rate of kids is nowadays? It's
Yep.
absolutely insane. And it's because there's a lot of classes that isn't really going to help you. A lot of activities isn't going to help you. Like a lot of these things, that's why it's called electives. If you're interested in it, you take electives. But a main primary class shouldn't be things that it's not going to be. It's not a regular daily life. And my thing is this. Even when it comes down to any type of personal. To me, was saying earlier. Tammy was saying earlier. She said, "What do we got to do?" For any counselor, anybody watching, we have to understand the power we hold. Councilmen, politicians, presidents, you guys have the power to change these things. We have to stop worrying about other countries and fix these crises happening in ours before we tear each other completely to pieces. How long are we going to let this go on until we change things for good? If you were in power just
Yes.
for a check, you got to leave. You guys have a responsibility to be a voice for communities and for our nation, and we have to start using it. We have to.
Well, we got to, well, the youth
Say
got to
that, say
start.
that louder, because they want me to send this to them so they can watch this. I got at least 5 councilmen and women that want this
Yeah, I
interview
got some
sent to them.
something here.
So say that again loud and proud, because they need to hear this. You want
I,
to
I,
get reelected, you better
I
start addressing the issue.
look, councilmen, politicians, presidents, the power that you guys are voted for, power that you have, the responsibility you have to start using it. We have to start caring more about what's happening in our country, matter in other countries, because we gotta fix what's the problem in our country before we tear each other to pieces, before a civil war happens, which is already happening in streets. You can say a set versus a set is a form of a civil war.
It's just cyber war now.
Exactly. And and that's so you guys have a responsibility with as power, as people who have in power.
But we got to understand too. We give them the power. So
Now
when we get together,
Facts. Facts.
we can
Facts.
stop that. It's not
We
them.
can control that.
We
So
can control that.
That's why I said say it again.
We got to
because
like
we gotta
both of you
control
guys said. We got to stop talking and start walking the walk.
Absolutely.
Right? We can ask for what we want, but we got to start writing. Writing the pen game is what tells the tale. Like I said,
Absolutely.
freeing yourself and getting into that what's name. You got a lot to say.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
There's
A
one
lot
more
to
thing
say.
I would like to add on to what y'all was saying. Now, going back to what BA said, and this is a very extensive conversation. The money and love. Listen, nowadays this is rare. Like, you're not gonna get people that are gonna sit here out of the love of it, out of their time of the day, to do something without being paid for it. Now,
Absolutely.
this is a very important thing that I want people to really realize and listen to, because nowadays people fall in love with the money so much that they don't tap into their potential when they're younger. So as they get older, they become more depressed because it's like, damn, I wish I did that when I was young. Damn, I
Value.
wish I did this.
Right. That's their
Then you got
value.
the rappers, the dudes that, man, I'm gonna just make money and rap. I don't have the love of it no more. I don't care to spread love and positivity to the youth and motivate them. I'm just doing it for money. So I'm gonna talk about shooting up cribs. I'm gonna talk about robbing people. This going back to what Gabe said about people and power. It's one important thing I like to say, and it might be a hot take, it might not be. I don't think older people should have power over what youth do, because we are the future. I feel as though we are not looked at as important in the future, and that's a very dangerous game people are playing, because nowadays with this generation, a lot of people speak negative of technology and how we use it, but people are also realizing that we are starting to rise and realize ourselves the power we
Absolutely.
hold with technology.
But
For
again,
example,
like I said, see
yeah,
again, they want to make you think you don't, but the kids run the world.
exactly.
No, y'all
Absolutely.
run the
That's why
again.
I want to have
Y'all
this
run the
discussion.
world, man.
Yes, they do.
Y'all run the world. Again, the myth is that we do, but every trend, everything that comes new, evolution is that with y'all, not us,
Absolutely.
right?
That's why when people
We
make
evolve,
music,
evolution, things change. What happens is we start to separate each other from that, right? When y'all evolve or when we evolve, we not evolving along with each other. We evolving separate, right? Because I don't like the older people that say, "Oh, in my time we would." Well,
I
again,
hate it.
it's not
That's a
your
bad
time,
mindset.
right? It's not your. Here we go with the competing again. It's this time
Yep.
now, right? We in
Right.
cyber time, right?
There's
That's the
one
time
thing
we in.
somebody commented I'd like to point out. Sorry, OG.
No, you got it.
Jaden's wisdom talking. The older get, easier it is to believe you can stop learning, and that is a major thing people don't
Yes.
realize. Because I've spoken. Shout out to my brother Jaden. Shout out to my brother Mo. Those are two brothers that I can really call brothers. Not even just the title. Since I was a kid, our mindsets. I've always realized their mentality and mindsets are also like mine now. I would like to tap in what he said. The older you get, the easier it is to believe you can stop learning. It's 100% true. And
Yeah.
that's even going into even with teachers now.
That's
Teachers
ignorance.
believe they can't learn because you're
It's
teaching something you can't learn from it. That's BS.
And you
it's
know what?
ignorance.
It's
What it is
ignorant,
ignorance,
very
right?
ignorant.
Because because of the word narrative, people
Right.
have to control the
Yep.
narrative, right?
That word thing, BA, that thing, I don't think people really understand what you mean by that. That word narrative is, that's why they say
Perception. All
be
these are
careful
bad
what you
words.
speak.
You
Be
said
careful
another
what you
bad word.
speak.
Believe. Every
Right.
time we believe in something we
Right.
don't know, we have to know. We have to vet things. We have to get
Yes.
deep into it. We can't just see when we do it, when we talking, we don't know the
So true.
etymology of these words and where they come from. We start to speak things into existence that we don't want. Like
Yes.
for example, right, where rapping and went wrong
Yep.
was when we
Exactly.
changed it to rap. It was
Yep.
hip hop, right? When it rap, what is rap? Rap is conversation, saying what the hell you want to say out your mouth.
Yep.
That's what rap is.
Absolutely.
Right? So when someone's rapping, they're talking whatever they're talking. When we talking hip hop, we combining words and messages in something. right? That's what hip hop was, right? You used to read the rhyme book in order to find
I
these
was used to
words,
communicate.
I mean, I still do. I still got
right?
my rhyme book. What
Right?
you talking about?
Right?
Listen,
Right?
I still, but you know what? I even in my sales business, in real estate, in my businesses, because y'all know I'm a multitasker, mega entrepreneur, all of that stuff. In
Right.
my businesses, I have books that are word books to teach you how to say the right things, to sell, to promote, to do all of that marketing stuff. There
Tammy,
are words that
and it's a
yes, you're
formula
right.
and a
You are
system
right, BA.
on
You're right.
how you say things. They say be careful what you ask for, right?
Yep.
You will get it. And when we don't know the meaning of the words that we asking for, we get them wrong.
Exactly. And I want to touch
Do
on
you
that.
think
I want to touch on that too.
do you think these young people, do they really know what they want?
No,
And I want
No, you
Gabriel
don't.
just said,
no, you don't.
right.
It's no way possible for them to know what they want because they don't know everything that's out there,
Exactly.
right? So they can't know what they want. It's our job.
Because I hear them saying that. You know, young people
Right.
like, I know what I want to do. I
I
know,
want the
you know,
money. I want the.
yeah,
I
I
want
know
the.
what I'm
But see, that's
the
like
argument.
we was
That's
going
the
back.
argument.
We they want the value, right? We got to go back to these words. They want the value.
Absolutely.
They don't want the morals,
Absolutely.
right? Because it's a metaphysics,
Mm-hmm.
right? Metaphysics is the moving of words. They call it voodoo now,
Yep.
right? The matrix and all of this stuff, right? These things was already here.
What you speak.
It was already here. They wouldn't have been able to make the Matrix if they ain't know already
And
about that. They wouldn't have been able to make Star Trek, Jetsons if this stuff didn't already exist.
you know what's crazy? One thing I'm going to say too, BA, which I can relate to so much because I always say this all the time. You have to know the words you're using. And the one thing that people don't understand, and what even Tammy said too, and everybody in this panel, Happy's the head that wears the crown. You reap what you sow. I wanna, oh my God, your guy got a Versace on. I want Versace. How the best way I can make money I can rap, right? How's the best I can do? I can do this, right? The thing is, sometimes, like I put it like this, right? Let's say I didn't know any knowledge or anything. I'm still learning. I'm still young, right? If you was to give any person who didn't, let's just say had no money, knowledge at all, $1 million, they spend that stuff in a heartbeat. They wouldn't know how to invest it. They wouldn't know how to use it in Roth IRAs and a bunch of other damn investment opportunities. They wouldn't understand that, and that's the problem because there's a lack of knowledge that's taught. And there's lack of people you have around you. I told Jasir this quote this other day. Your mind is as limited as the people you hang out with, and if you are around people with limited minds who don't want to think outside the box, who don't want to be more, who don't want to have more for themselves, you're not going to be more because you're around that. You're not going to want to go for more, and that's just the issue that we have here. People.
Yeah, another issue that we have it too, man. That everybody don't understand. Listen,
BA gonna teach us.
You can't change nobody. You have to accept people who they are. People have to change on their own, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
What you have to do is stay in the lane with the people that's on your same wavelength, right? Your same energy, right? So as that crew grows, then you do it because there's strength in numbers.
Right.
Right. So if it's a bunch of us that's talking like this and we moving around talking like this, the people that want to hear this talk gonna start talking like this.
Absolutely.
Right. It's like a disease. We supposed to spread it. Every chance we get, we supposed to infect somebody with this. Every chance, but you don't stay around them. If you know you have to give them something, and people that need help, you give them the seed to plant it, but you don't stay around it. You come every now and then to water it. Don't stay around because seeds need their own plants to grow. They need their own plot to grow in. They got to do them. Right? All you can do is plant the seeds.
Absolutely.
When they come around you watering them.
Mm-hmm.
When they're going to, in hopes and that something you may say when they're going to do something crazy or stupid may enter their mind and they'll be able to turn around. And then we've done our job.
Yep. Absolutely.
And we've done our job. And it's a process.
And one thing that's so interesting, which I always tell people all the time, people can look at this as a blessing and a curse, and that's how I kind of look at it. Freedom is a blessing and a curse. I look at it. A lot of people have freedom, but they don't know how to use it properly. And a lot of parents give kids freedom without some restrictions. I'm not saying lock your kid up in the tower like they're Rapunzel. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have to govern your kids. My mom always met my friends. I never hanged out with my friends my mom didn't meet. Every time I saw my mom house somewhere, she said, "You would just see them a year," because she meets my friends. She knows that. You have to know the people your kids is engaged with, because you let your kids get too much freedom.
Right.
I'm going out. Oh, okay. That's what parents say. A responsible parent would say, "Mom or Dad, I'm going out. Okay, I want you back at this time."
Right. Who you going with?
Yep.
What kind of car they drive?
Exactly.
License plate number.
Absolutely.
All of that.
Let me meet their parents. That's a big.
You gotta meet their.
Right.
You gotta meet their parents. That's right, Jasir.
That's where.
You already know.
If I don't meet their parents.
That's right. Because guess
you
what?
already know.
As young men, we're born liars. Our parents is the first one we learn to manipulate. The first one you lie to gonna be your mom or your dad. I wouldn't care if you ate a French fry out there that you wasn't supposed to eat. Right. This is your practice stage. So it's all about us knowing our children. Right. When we know our children, we then we can get involved in what they do. See, we can't be our kids' friends. That's where it goes left.
Absolutely, 100% agree.
No friendship in there, right? Ship, sail, and sink. Right. And in my situation not situation with my partner, we say we in a union. These are things that can't be broken. Words. We got to use the right words all the time. Please, man, be careful of the words you use.
Yep.
Right.
Man, BA, I'm gonna have you come on and just talk about words. I mean, we just gonna have a session where we just talking about seriously, because people don't realize how powerful their words are. Even in the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, different ones, it talks about be careful what you speak.
Hold on, listen. What are we talking about right now? We talking about rappers, drill music, right? Those are words put together in a systematic way to reach people. These are words they're saying. They're not doing none of the stuff they're saying, some of them. But they're getting everybody to do it because that frequency, right? A record label knows the frequencies, right? That's why they can say, "Nah, that ain't gonna make it. I don't think that one is either." And then they'll hear it. That's it.
It's the manipulation of the game,
right? And it's the frequency that they tune into. Right? When you start to do music, you start to understand sounds, right? You start to deal with frequencies, right? And this affects people. You turn the speaker up too loud, your body could vibrate. If it's loud enough, if you're standing close enough to it, right? The transfer of that vibration and that energy changes you, right? Makes you feel funny, right? So we got to watch out what we let transfer into us. Right? We start calling ourselves fan. Oh, that's my nigga. That's my favorite rapper. Now you start owning things. You start following that same vibe. Right?
Absolutely.
I would love to tap into more of the wordplay you're talking about, because one of the biggest things I always tell people is what you say out loud, you're also talking into the universe, which plays with manifestation. Whether you believe manifestation is
which
real
is gonna respond. It's gonna respond. You can bet that.
Whether
I have
you
never
believe
gotten
in it or
not gotten nothing out of asked for. I got everything I asked for, whether it was good or bad.
Whether you believe in it or not, manifestation is a big thing. Whether you believe in it's through God or through yourself, it's a big thing. It's a major thing.
It's real.
I can say, yo, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it.
Without
putting in the hard work, it's not going to happen. But my mindset is going to be so tricked into thinking it because I'm saying it to myself out loud. I'm happy. I'm happy instead of I'm sad. I'm sad. That's a major thing. It's a major.
I'm depressed. You're gonna be depressed.
Exactly. I'm smart, or let me say one major thing, OG, with the words. with a lot of women nowadays, and I feel bad because I like I said, I don't disrespect women. I hate hearing the rap songs that do. Now, a woman will go on social media and see people throwing hate towards black women or Spanish women, be like, dang, I'm ugly. When if I'm not good enough? And that's a major thing. Instead of telling yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm pretty, every day. My sister does it to herself every single day. My sister does it every single day. To the point where
because
nobody can tell her nothing.
they rely on other people to
For their
validate that.
confidence. Yep.
That
Right? No,
validate.
hold on. That's another bad word. Because to start the confidence off, you got to
Yep.
con yourself. Esteem is totally different. When you're dealing with confidence, again, you can see a really big woman and really something small. She has a lot of confidence. But again, she's conning herself that she looks nice,
Yep.
which she really doesn't. We have to have esteem. These words, we have to be careful. And people walk around with that
People,
word, confidence, right? And they selling dreams to themselves and projecting it to the world. See, we got to know how to orchestrate and illustrate what we do. Wordplay, what you say. A preacher controls his people with the words. It says in the Bible, the word.
Which is
It
why
didn't
they're one
mean
of the most
the
powerful
words in the
people.
Bible, just the words in the Bible. The words out of your mouth.
Yep.
You have to live in those words. And what happens is we don't know the meaning and the definition and the etymology of these words, and we walk around using them. And we like if you look up the word humble right now, you will never use humble again. And everybody running around, yo, I'm humble. I want to be humble. Be humble. You don't even know what that word means.
Yep. I don't use it.
being weak.
It means submissive
Yep. I don't use it.
and weak, right? But if I call you a cunt, you would think I'm disrespecting you. But cunt is a validation of intelligence and intellect. It's a praise. But we don't know that. They give us these words and we change them around. That's why they started putting these ebonics in the dictionary. They want you to start using these words. It's
And
like taking
music
something
is
pure and
helping that.
diluting it. The more you dilute it, the more it disappears.
Yep.
So we don't get the power of the true word in the way that it was given or written and in the context that it was written. We make up our own rules and regulations with these words. What it means to us. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
It's what it means. We do this with another bad word, which is perception. We all have different ones. We all have a different perception, which is good to, again, when you in the same room with the same kind of people. When you is a mixture of the two, there's going to be a whole lot of conflict, right? Then the competition going to start. Who's smarter? Who knows more? Who did this? Who did the research? Who did, and then you start competing, and nobody's learning. Nobody's listening. Nobody's developing. We don't want to use those
Yep.
words.
It's not healthy competition. I
It's
do
not
believe
healthy competition,
healthy
right?
competition is
This
two
is the
things.
Roman and the Greek world when they had us when they had those Roman people fighting and
Yep.
battling for entertainment. This is what entertainment is. It's a distraction for them to do whatever they want to do. Because we so caught up in who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan or Kobe
Yep.
Bryant,
And
right?
not
Who's
looking
the
at
best
yourself.
rapper,
Yes.
right?
So listen, y'all. I know that I so much of y'all time today, and I absolutely love and appreciate y'all. And I want to continue this conversation, and I'll send out personal invites again because I want to the next couple of days and just keep the conversation going. There's some stories that I want to send to you guys. I want us to talk about some of the issues that I'm seeing right now that's on the news, and I want us to talk about these things. I want us to really tap on what we feel the issues might be with some of these violent acts that have been committed recently in our communities. So I'm gonna send you guys some of those stories and share, I want us to share more and talk more on these topics. And then we're gonna sit down and talk with VA, y'all, because this word thing, we have got to get to having a better dialect and making sure that the words we speak are on point and that we speak in life, right? Speak life over ourselves and others,
Yep.
right?
It's a
Because
whole, yeah, definitely.
life and death is in the power of your
100%.
tongue. I think Gabe said that, or somebody said
Yes,
that.
yes.
But any final gems that you guys want to drop from today's conversation?
Yeah, I let everybody go and I go last.
Yeah,
Let me. I just want to say this to any So just again, as I said before, be Leonard's father to any young mind out there that's watching this podcast, that's in a bad spot, that's in a bad spot so bad you're looking to sell, whether that's drugs, whether that's yourself, anything that's being under a gang affiliation, you think that's the way. It's not. It's going to ruin you. It's going to set you on a path so far dark and gloomy. It's harder and harder to see. Learn to be a responsible being now. Learn to go through the turmoil and irritating parts of life, no matter how frustrating, but never lose yourself to your emotions. Anger, rage, emotions that are untamed can lead to your darkest times. So please
Mm.
govern yourself. Govern yourself as a person. Respect yourself as a person, and you will understand things that's going to come to you that's going to be better than what you asked for. So cancel um, any negative thoughts in your mind that you feel like you have to trap, you feel like you have to sell, and just stay true to your path and the right path. Get right with God, get right with your mind, get right educated, learn a new language, read a new book. You know, this is things you have to apply. So even write down a paragraph or write down a page every day. I write down over 6 pages every day. So that's what it's about. So keep yourself educated, keep yourself well founded, and aspire for a better future. So that's all I gotta say.
Yo,
okay. Go ahead, BA.
I just want to thank you young brothers for even that taking the time out to listen to OG old head whatever. You know what I mean? But I say this, man. Um, I care a lot about you young brothers, and again, I care about the ones that want to do, that want to learn, that want to know, and I'm here to learn as well. What's going on with y'all inside y'all mindset? You know what I mean? I'm one y'all can vibe with. Tammy got
Absolutely.
my information. I'm on Facebook, Jermaine Bell. You know what I mean? Instagram, I'm BAGGS4148. Y'all can hit me up, Tammy, give y'all my number, conversation, anything. You know what I mean? I'm here.
Absolutely.
All right. And y'all keep doing what y'all doing. Keep spreading these words like germs, and make sure, stay in tune with the wordplay, man. It means everything.
Yep.
100%, man. 100%.
All right. Salute to the youth.
Yes.
Oh man.
Tammy,
No.
blessings. Thank for you too, Tam. Again, big shout outs to Tammy for putting this together. We need
Absolutely.
more people like this. And what's beautiful about this thing, it's a woman that's doing this. It's a lady
Absolutely.
Yep.
that's doing this. So it's different. We got a bunch of men on there doing, talking to men, but a lot of women are starting to separate themselves from us. So we need more women involved to educate and us, because she's helping educate us as well by pulling us together. Because I'm learning about you, brothers, and y'all learning about me, and we teaching each other. What's up? So still sharp and still.
Yep.
Absolutely, man.
Iron sharpens iron. Yes, sir.
That's right. That's
Absolutely.
right.
Is it
So
my
y'all
turn,
stay up,
bro?
stay blessed,
Yeah.
and keep
Oh,
doing
I
what y'all
keep
doing.
going.
Stay positive.
100%,
100%.
man.
You already know. I
All
appreciate it.
right.
100%, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Anything else, Jasir?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Um,
Close it
I
out.
just want to say, you know, like, to be honest with you, if you are anywhere in the world right now, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're across the street, up the block, it doesn't matter. I just want to say it's something you should feel inspired by when you're seeing youth like me, 20-year old that hasn't become a full man yet, but is able to realize his true gifts and want to use them. It's something you should be inspired by when you see a older, more stronger mentally and physically man in BA coming on here and dropping jewels for free. And he could be doing anything else in the studio or talking to anybody else for free. It's this should really inspire you to want to do greater things in life than just sticking to a regular 9 to 5. This should, as a young person with the option to. This should really motivate you to want to get up and start to learn the words you speak out loud to yourself. Start to wake up and work out, do push-ups, maybe start with that, then go to the gym, start to teach yourself what to do. You feel me? Gym,
That's right,
gym
BA.
that right on the side.
You see it
Like
That's
these are
right.
every day, baby.
man.
Sir.
Mind,
And
body, and
people aren't
soul.
really realizing it. Like I'm only 20 years old, and I tell you this with full control of my mind. I 100% tell people every single day of my life I will be great. I never say I might be or it might happen. I don't believe in that. I will be great. I
Yes, you
am
will.
going to make this happen. This will happen. These are
Absolutely.
powerful words. People don't understand that are very
He
powerful.
will be great. I'm putting it there for
I'm
you
saying
too.
could, would, should. Those are very powerful. I should do this, not I could.
You see?
I can.
You
I
see?
will. These are powerful things people need to understand that are my age and younger and even older. Listen, a 20-year-old is telling you this. This should inspire you. It really should. It really should. The voice of the youth is coming soon. I just want to say to everybody, I appreciate
Uh,
everybody that's here.
Can't wait.
Cuzzo, I
Absolutely.
appreciate you having me on here. You already know I'm gonna have the great setup next time. I got ya. BA got a little gym in the background. My boy Gabe in the back with the mic and stuff. Tammy looking nice in the back. I got y'all soon, but I just want to say no, seriously, like this is more to come, and I just want to give a shout out to my brother Gabe. We're coming soon with our own, our own
I
Absolutely.
can't.
podcast. We want to team up with my beautiful cousin over here with called Pain to
Absolutely.
Fame podcast, Pain to Fame,
Absolutely.
and I really want to tap into what that means, pain to fame. Growing up where we all come from, everybody on this panel comes from a certain type of struggle. We could have easily let it beat us and be like, man, I don't feel like giving up. I mean, I feel like giving up. I don't feel like getting up being BA. He could have easily been like, dang, nah, I quit. He look at him now. Able to tell the youth, able to tell people his age and older, this is the wordplay. Like, that's insane to think about. A lot of people don't have the ability to really tap into what wordplay is at,
Absolutely.
at your level. It's amazing. Gabe, my brother, every single day we talk about mindsets to other people. The fact that we are able to do that at our age is amazing. Tammy,
Absolutely.
just like me, we like to do everything at once. It's an amazing thing though to be able to really play with your mind, and a lot of people don't do that. They'll rather waste their time drugs, shooting, ending your life, and it's not worth it. And I just want to say that. And I just want to say one more thing before I'm done with the pain to fame. I can easily sit here and be like, dang, this is the most painful thing ever. I'm just trapped where I'm at now. When I reach the fame, the level of that, I can easily be like, damn, I was in a struggling place. Now I'm at the top. Pain to fame. I went from pain and heartbreak and every day waking up thinking, dang, this might not happen, to going towards the fame where it's like, nah, this will happen. I will make it happen. And then looking back at my life and be like, damn, I made it happen.
Yeah.
I made the, I was going to curse. I made it happen.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing.
and be
Absolutely will
proud
happen.
and be
Good
proud of
to will
yourself.
to am to can.
That's
Absolutely. It will happen. It will all this is gonna
It
happen.
will
And
happen.
I
I
Oh,
tell
cannot
definitely.
Gabe every single day.
I can't
You
wait.
got my
117.
support. I'm with you.
Absolutely.
You need
You
me?
already
And
know. I appreciate
Yeah.
it, man.
You need me?
absolutely.
Holla.
BA
Holla.
say that. BA is serious like that. I could honestly
Of
say.
course.
Absolutely. And that's what's gonna be amazing about this. Everything that me and my brother just see us speaking, there's a reason why people come to us. I've had people come to
Every day
me
people come
telling
to us,
us,
man.
"Oh, thank you." I get paragraphs absolutely in my mind,
Yeah.
and it's like sometimes I'm like, and that's why me and just always have a conversation. You know, we have to be a torch.
Yep.
If me and Jasir are slacking, if we not doing what we preaching, we can't
Yep.
preach. So we have to dedicate ourselves to being disciplined, dedicate ourselves to doing what we gotta do. I always told Jasir, I told Jasir this going to last year, I told him this year, have goals and beat them.
That's
Get them
right.
goals done every year. Don't just say, oh
Keep
no,
each other
next
in
year gonna
check.
be a good year. Next year gonna be a good year. No, I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna do this year, and I'm gonna
Yep.
fight my A off to get this done. And that's exactly
And
what
if I can help you, Holla.
100%. I
Absolutely,
appreciate
GA.
that.
100%, man. We gonna
Yeah,
be
I'm
there.
out again. Yo, it's always a
Thank you guys.
blessing, man. Make sure y'all get my information, all right?
No,
Definitely,
definitely.
definitely.
All
And
right.
I'm gonna hit you up because we're gonna have part 2. Definitely want to keep the conversation going. We want to talk about wordplay. We want to talk about how
Yep.
to get your birthright back, all of that good stuff. Because
Absolutely.
That's game. That's game for free.
for young people and for us, you know what I mean? So thank you
Absolutely.
guys for joining me on the gem. I truly appreciate you guys for dropping so many
Absolutely.
gems. I gotta go back and replay it because I
I
wrote down
got you with some more soon.
so many
Definitely,
great,
definitely.
but I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I look forward to ongoing conversations, but I also look forward to us putting some action in place where we are actually hitting the streets and doing some things, having
Absolutely.
events and stuff like that for our
Can't
youth.
wait to play this back.
So I
Yo,
appreciate
T, any of those events you want me at, just holler. Let me know.
most definitely. You
Yeah, let
guys,
me know too. I could try to
y'all gonna be guest
drop
speakers.
on over there, whatever.
Live panel, in-person panel. So y'all gotta get ready for that. So,
All right.
Of
Absolutely.
That's
course.
what's up.
so
Again,
bless.
blessing to y'all.
Okay,
Awesome.
man.
You already
Thank
know,
you.
G.
100%, yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
I was-
vice versa. That's right.
I appreciate you guys. All right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, fam. Love you.
Love you too.